Today's video is going to be around setting up bins, how to set them up and how to allocate them to products. This is going to be done in 3 steps with setting up your bins. Your first step is going to be to create the bin. Second step, allocate bins to products, and then your third step is going to be allocating stock to those bins. So if we jump into a product quickly, and we go into our batches and bins, we can see a default bin has been set up for this product. Now, not all products have to be in bins or batches, but if they are, we can set up default bins from here, and a huge amount of information as well as batch tracking, bins, whether they manually to be selected manually or to be selected automatically, as well as what's been allocated and what hasn't been allocated with that product in bins. Just jump back out of there. And how we're going to create our bin is we're going to jump in inventory at the top here, go into bins, and then we're going to go into the bin location list. Now, if you've just started, this is obviously going to be empty, and there's going to be no bins that have been created. These were created earlier, but how we do that is we're going to click new here, and this is going to open up a bin location card. This is where we can look at setting a singular bin, like setting up one bin, or generating multiple bins. So if we want to generate multiple bins, simply just click on multiple bins there, and we can proceed to set up our bins again on singular platform or as a multiple. We can select the department we're going to create these bins for. We're going to leave it at that department. Our location prefix is going to be a rack. You can call this whatever you want, but we're going to call this a rack, and that's its location. The bin location is going to be from, say, A to E, and the bin number is going to be 1 to 3. So if we have a look at this while we're setting this up, we can see the rack location prefix is going to be rack, which is set up over here, as you can see. Locations are going to be from A to E. So there's going to be variations of A, B, C, D to E, and the bin number set up from 1 to 3 within those. So A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, and so on, as shown here. The maximum volume for this bin, this can be a unit or a cubic meter or so on. We're going to leave it as a unit, and that's, we're going to say 100 units for this bin. Once that's done, we go ahead and hit save. I'm going to cancel for now, and that'll populate and create all these different bins. Again, we can see what department it's set up as, the location, the bin location, bin number, available quantities for this bin. We can just set that up as 100, what slots have been used within that bin, and the total available space, and whether it is active or not. Another way to create your bins is to export the data from your sample company as an example or as a template for setting up your bins, whether it's in singular form or multiples. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go to File, Export Data, and we're going to select our product bin. This is going to come up with the location where the file is going to be saved, and we're going to hit export. Export done. Just jump back out of there. Now that that has been exported, you are going to get something like this, and the keys here is going to be the bin locations and the bin numbers. And as well as that, the top row is also vitally important. This needs to stay there, but if we wish to alter this in any way or import this in any way, you can simply go ahead and alter the information within here. Once that has been set up, so you might have nothing set up here, you will go ahead and enter that information in as shown before, like so. So whether it's a global reference or not, the bin volumes, this will generally be on 100. These will populate automatically, so you won't need to go and change those, but the bin volume as well as the locations and what department it is in, so default department or whatever department it is in. So that's one way of setting up your bins within ERP. Now that we've set up that template and we've entered the data we needed in for those bins, and now we want to import them, we're simply just going to go up to the top to inventory, bins, bins location list, jump back out, bins location, and we're simply going to click import. Say yes, and we're going to choose the file wherever it may be that we saved it to, select that file, and we'll import that in via this step here. So that's an easy way of importing your bins. Now that we've set up our bins, we can also look at applying that to specific products. So if we want to select a product and we want to do this as an individual, we can set up our batches and bins from within here. So we can set up batch tracking, we can use bin tracking now for the specific product. We can now select which bin we would like to allocate this product to. Again, we set that up, the volume as 100 for this bin, and an apple is going to take up a volume of 1. If an apple takes up a volume of 20, that would only take 5 of these products then, but our apple is going to be a volume of 1. We can set this up to be automatic or manual when using bins. Automatic when allocating bins is that it's going to select that bin automatically in the background. If you set it to manual, this will be a manual pop-up, whether it's an invoice or sales order or whatever, that will pop up a dialog, well, a pop-up dialog will appear where you can select your bins manually. Jump back out of there. We can also allocate all our products to different bins instead of doing it manually as shown before. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go to File, we're going to go to Export Data, or Export Data, and we are going to pick Product, Department and Bin. Once we've done that, this will open up all the different products over all your different departments. So we're going to go ahead and export that. Once it's selected, select the file location where it's going to go to, export, now that that's been exported, it will open up or save this to wherever that file location was. It'll save all those products that you have within your database, and you can see within that what has a default bin and a bin location number and a bin number. So the bin location and the bin number. If we go ahead and look at a product that is allocated to a bin, we can see our product here has been allocated to a bin, so that's the location A3 and the bin number being 2. And if you scroll to the right, you can see what is that product. So the key here is going to be the bin location and the bin number. So you can set it up and allocate multiples to, or multiple products to different bins if you choose so. Now what we're going to look at is that if we have products that have not been allocated to bins, so if we say this product, we go into the batches and bins, we can see it does have a default bin, but we can see that there has been product that hasn't been allocated anywhere. So what we're going to do is, how to view this is we're going to go to inventory at the top again, bins, and then unallocated bins report or quantity. So we're going to have a look at the report here. So we can now see in our unallocated bin there is a product that has not been allocated. So if we double click on that, we can fix this and do an automatic adjust from here. We can say fix the bin, or do you want to view the product? Yes. We can now see it'll take you back to the product card and it'll show you what's been unallocated. We can now fix that from here. We can say adjust the bin batch, or we can do this globally, adjust the bin batch to all products. As well as that, you can move all stock into default bin, but what we want to do is just adjust this bin and batch for these products. We can also do that, so when we go into our unallocated bins, we can simply double click and we can choose to fix this immediately. So we're going to say fix this bin or this adjustment. We can now see that there's an adjustment that needs to take place. We're going to select this one, double click. That'll create the stock adjustment, so it'll add to stock adjust entries. That means it hasn't been completed yet. As well as in here, for this to complete, we need to process this. So we need to just go ahead and click process. Not for now. This has now been done. If we now go into our product express list, jump into our product again, go into batches and bins, we can now see that that quantity has now been allocated. It has gone back to 0. So there you are. That's your how to set up your bins, how to allocate them, how to set up products with them, and just easy ways of getting around that. Thanks for watching.